Hey guys, welcome back to Recover Relics. We're back at the 1912 farm today with my boys. The reason why I'm doing the intro this way is because the wind killed the sound quality in the intro, or we'd have that with the video. But nonetheless, we're excited to show you what we found. Some banger finds, an amazing find actually. That we got onto, and yeah, stick around, watch, subscribe, and here we go.
Well, Rain got the first target of the day here. As far as I can tell, it's a rivet. I'm gonna pick it up here just in a second. There we go. So let's see what we have. Let's see if we can get some better lighting on it. I don't know if you guys can see that well or not. Not coming in very well again, but it says pull tight on it. A little bit of fancy at the bottom, so that's kind of neat. Still attached to the leather. Not sure how old that's going to be, but that's cool. On to the next. And Micah got the second find of the day. We find so many of these when we're out. Just a shear tip basically for mowing. They break off. And this falls right in line with the blacksmith shop that we believe was right here. So I have to confirm that with the owner of the property, but I believe that's what he said. Over in this corner there is a blacksmith shop. Cool find. On to the next. So this is just kind of again falling in line with what we think is here. And I just found a large piece of iron. A handle of some sort broken off. Definitely a hand forged type of thing is what it looks like. Yeah, that's cool. Large, heavy handle. On to the next. So typically I wouldn't take a video of this as it's pretty much the same thing found, but Rain just found I believe the back part or the front part of the sheathing for a buck knife, and that's what that other rivet would go to, I think. We're assuming that because look at the bottom. It does look like that belongs to a knife. The leather's still here, probably 1940s, 50s, who knows. Anyway, we can probably date it by looking at those on the script on the actual rivet itself. But that's cool, thought I'd show you. On to the next. So Micah just found a bunch of pot metal and this iron piece. This is probably the most interesting here. As you can see, it is not machine made. I mean, that circle is crude, if anything. It has been hollowed out a little bit at the bottom. I don't know if that's because this is a tool that was made or whatnot, but this is definitely blacksmith work. So that's old. That's got some age. Don't know what this was used for. I think it probably was broken on the very end, but anyway, cool finds. On to the next. Rainer just found this US nickel. I can't get a date off of it. It is in rough shape, but that was a surprise. Who knows how old that is, but anyway, we'll clean it up when we get home. On to the next. Well, in my hand is a tiny little shell casing for a .22. Must have been used on a hand pistol. Well, that's cool. Wild West stuff. That's neat. On to the next. So, in the hole, found a huge ring. It's not horse tack. I don't know what this would have been used for. Something on the farm. Anyway, still in in its original shape. Iron. Rang up really well. That's why I dug it. But anyway, thought I'd show you. On to the next. So Mike has been digging away here at a big hole, and he found this rock. It's I mean, he didn't find it with his metal detector, obviously, but it's like rounded out rock shape. It was all cracked. I don't know if that's like a threshing rock or something of that nature. I don't know. Some old millstone or something. But that's really cool. Mike, you can let it go just to show how much that is. Yeah, how much that is curved. And he found it with this incredibly large piece of lead. Again, is it part of a stove? I don't know. But this is all folded over. I don't know what that's to. Looks modern, too modern to be anything special, but pretty cool. Found a ring with it as well. I think that was probably the inner ring on one of these pieces, and some other little stuff. But anyway, thought we'd show that. It's pretty cool. On to the next. Guys, I just got this quite large piece of iron out of the ground. Rang in at about an 80, but then went quickly down to like 60 and kind of hopped around. It's just odd. I don't know. If anybody knows what this is, let me know. I haven't asked the owner yet, but it's got a profile to it. Interesting. On to the next. So Rain just found this. I believe it goes this way. If I can get to focus. I think it says SWO. I don't know if that's going to focus. It's not focusing. Sorry guys. Anyway, oh, there we go. So OWS, and it has like an O. Might be a button. It's brass. Iron back. Or maybe a bale seal? I don't know, but that is so cool. So very cool. Anyway, oh, there you go. Very neat. Exciting. On to the next. Here we go, guys. Look at this. Micah just found this. I don't know if you can see it very well here, but I believe it says 28, Alberta 28, an old license plate. This could be from 1928. That would be amazing. I don't know if that is that indication, but we'll have to search that up. Very neat. It's so old and crusty, but that's really cool. On to the next. Found an old square nut. Talked about these before. Went out of style, not out of use, but out of style in the early 1900s, so it's definitely got some age to it, but that's cool. On to the next. Well, this is a mystery piece for those who watch. Just found this in the ground. That's pretty neat. Has some writing on it. I think it says 1, 2, is that 3073 maybe? /G. It's got an odd shape to it. It was all bent up in the ground. I carefully unbent this. I usually wouldn't do that, but this doesn't seem like anything precious. It's just neat to see. Again, if anybody has any idea what this is, please let me know. The landowner does too. That'd be cool. Anyway, cool find. On to the next. Micah found the most questionable of items today. Look at that thing. Look at that, guys. The most questionable item. He found a big question mark. Good for him. Anyway, I just found that funny. Hopefully you guys do too. On to the next. So I have in my hand a coin spill that Micah just found. He found a 1972 first, and then he found the two 1960s right in the middle, pennies, and then 1973, I believe, or 78. I'm not sure. Anyway, nonetheless, that's a cool little spill. That's closer to the house here, actually. The house is right there. So, this is original property, original house. So hopefully find some pretty old stuff. On to the next. Well, I just pulled out what I think is going to be silver. It is American, I believe. I don't have any water on me right now. But it should be silver, guys. Let's see here. I don't want to take too long. Oh, there we go. I think this is going to be, oh my goodness, 1898 maybe. Maybe. Just let me put a little bit of elbow grease on this thing. And let's see what it says. 1899, I believe. If I can get it to focus. Come on, focus for me. It's not focusing. I am so sorry. But I'm just going to stand up here and try to get a better light on it. The back is pretty fantastic. Oh, it just doesn't want to focus for some reason. Oh man, I'm so excited. Oh, there we go. 1 dime on the back. American. On this side, it's pretty slick. But as you see, it says 1899. This is the oldest coin I have ever found. And this would probably predate this house being here. And most likely, this is from the old town center that used to be here. That is amazing. Oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait to tell the homeowner. And yeah, here we go. Old silver, baby. Woo! On to the next. Guys, the day just keeps getting crazier and crazier. I'm probably going to have to call this a day. This I just found. I believe it's silver. It's tiny. And oh my goodness. It's ornate. But it's very simple. Ah, I can't get this thing to focus again. There we go. It's just a tiny little silver ring. That's so cool. Rang up a 75 to a 77. I believe it's silver. I don't see a marking yet, but so cool. So exciting. Oh. On to the next. So here's the wrap up. We were at the 1912 farm and had a great time. I would say this is our most successful trip we've ever had. It was fantastic. Found some banger finds. We're just going to go over those things right now. So here we go. So here's the wrap up, guys. I'm just going to show you what we got. So up here, our normal trash pile. I did find out, I think this is flashing, lead flashing, that the Micah found with that weird looking rock. And then there's just a ton of miscellaneous junk in there. So we'll go with Micah's stuff first. So over here, we'll just go with the typical shear points as per usual. Find tons of these. Nothing too special. Just a pull pin. I don't know what it was used for. It's very modern, but thought it was interesting. Let's go across. I'm not sure what this is, guys. If anyone knows, please let me know, but it's interesting. It doesn't have, don't think it has any thread on it at all. So I'm not entirely sure how that would have fixed anything, but obviously it went on in some fashion on something. Anyway, neat. And then this piece that I am absolutely 100% sure was hand forged just by the crude design of it. It was snapped on the end. I don't know exactly what this was used for, but thought it was really cool. We'll go to his best find of the day. I don't really want to pick it up too much because it is a bit crumbly. But as you see, it says Alberta at the bottom and it says -28. That means this is 1928, guys. This is the oldest license plate we've found so far, and even though it's pretty roached, it is so cool. So we're going to try to fix that up and get that mounted so that it can be a display piece. Then Micah found a 1995 coin, just a bunch of pocket change. 95, 73, 72, found 3 of those. And then he found, I think it was a 1965. One of these is a 1965 and then a 60 at the bottom. And that's the 1960 with, again, Young Elizabeth on the back. It's in pretty decent shape. He nicked it a little bit, but that's okay. On to Rain's finds. And Rain, he found some pretty cool stuff too. We didn't get the research done on this just yet, but if I can get that to focus in, it does say pull tight on the rivet. It's kind of fancy. Still attached to the leather, so I don't think it's super old. Maybe 1940s, 50s, who knows. But as you see, he did find this as well. So this looks like it's a sheath for a knife. Just the way that it's shaped at the bottom, and it does say pull tight onto it, so I'm wondering if that goes with this. And it's about the size of a buck knife, so it's about like 6-7 inches. That would be the blade that would go in it. Also, he found an old shotgun shell. I'm not an expert at these either, but if anybody is and they know the date of this, W&W. And it is old. Would have had a paper cartridge in it. It is now completely torn apart. But thought that was pretty neat. It should show the age of the farm, 1912 farm. And then a squished 22. I always find those. Rain did find this in one of the holes. Obviously, you're not going to metal detect this, but it's a piece of quartz, and man, that's pretty fancy. It's really neat. That's the only reason why we kept it, but I don't know if you can see that better. It's pretty cool. Love it. Anyway, thought we'd keep that. And then on to the pocket change. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coins. Nothing of any significance. Now into more of his banger finds. This thing. Turn it the right way. GWS. And I think that's a CO at the bottom for company. Anyway, this wasn't easy to find, but we did some research on that, on this button I should say, and this button happens to be from the 1800s. It says 19th century button. In good shape, it brings about $100. Obviously, it is not in good shape. The shank on the back has totally eroded. It would have stood, I believe, somewhere up around here and would have been a snap button of some sort. But nonetheless, it's really cool. Made out of copper. That'll be a great display piece. Good job, Rain. And then Rain almost threw this out. I believe this is what I would call a poor man's ring. Probably went to a lady's hand. And back in the day, when you didn't have much money, which we are out in the prairies in southern Alberta, you wouldn't have much money back then. you'd make something out of copper. This is made out of copper, and it looks like at some point maybe this was painted or enameled. At the back you can kind of see, guys, where it was attached, so brazed on. Straightened it out as much as I could without breaking it, but that is pretty cool. Definitely shows the age. Awesome, awesome find. And then this is the coin that I thought for sure was just going to be a regular old coin, but it isn't. I don't know if you guys are familiar with war nickels in the States, but during the war they needed to use different compounds because nickel was being used for the war, so it was in high demand, so they switched to copper and silver mix. So this is 30, I believe 33% silver, or 30. You guys can correct me in that. But nonetheless, it's got some cool shading on it, just from tarnish. And it was really hard to get off, just to see the date. We didn't want to take any more off, just because I don't want to ruin the coin. But that's really neat. Found that. It would have been right under the old shed that was there. The homeowner said it was a metalworking shed, from what he understands, rather than blacksmith shop. But either way, metalworking, blacksmith shop, probably one and the same, maybe. Or it was a farrier shop, I don't know. Nonetheless, here are my finds. This thing, I still don't know what this is. But if you do, please help out by commenting and identifying this thing. It is huge, it's heavy, it's iron. I just don't know what that would have been used for. The big ring, I just thought this was cool. I might use it in my shop just to hang things on. I don't know. It's just something I thought was really neat. The old cooking pot or stove, I'm not sure. I believe it might have been just part of an old stove that was broken. It's pot metal, but rang up really nice. I got myself a buckle, copper buckle, and then I found a tiny little 22 shell. I believe that's a pistol shot, and that was close to something else that I found, and we'll go over that in a second. And then I found this thing that's got the numbers 1, I believe it's 1, 2, I don't know if that's a 3, a 0, a 7, a 3, and a G. If you just heard that bouncing behind, it's just because Rain is here with me, helping me out here. This thing I found, and it rang up really good. I can't get it apart. I don't want to get it apart. I think it's just iron, but it almost rang up at like a 99, which is really weird. Again, if anybody knows, I know I've been saying that a lot in this video, but honestly, there are a lot of things that are odd to me, but look pretty cool. And so the real banger finds too. Oh, and I found a handle, big handle here. Found this in a hole. It looks like that's either going to be, I don't know the stone, I believe it's sapphire. But maybe it's not, maybe it's topaz, I'm not sure. Anyway, it does say inside, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you guys because it is tiny. This is such a tiny ring, but it does say sterling inside of here. The story behind this, quite possibly, is the homeowner has reached out to his dad, because this farm has been in the family for a long time, and the story is behind this ring, it could belong to his great-grandmother, who had tiny, tiny hands, and she loved jewelry. So this will most likely be going back to the homeowner to become part of the family heritage as an heirloom, and be passed down. Isn't that so cool, guys? It rang up at a 77. I thought it was just going to be a zinker, a zinc penny, but didn't turn out that way. Instead I got this beautiful little ring. Let's get a little closer to that. So cool. Anyway, and on to this. I would have never thought I'd ever find something this old there. But 1899, guys. Barber dime. Yeah, it's not super rare and not in the greatest condition, but it's not bad. 1899 though, out here in Alberta, that's like original settler kind of stuff. That's really cool. I'm super stoked. Super stoked. What an amazing day. Can't ask for better. Got ourselves all kinds of cool finds, lots of history saved. Like, subscribe, comment, come back. It's Recovered Relics. Catch you on the next one.